Hello, everybody. It's me, your host, Sauce8. And today, I am going to be ranking Where's Garry enemies. And you might have. If you watched the last video that I posted, you might already know that I've already made a tier list. As you see, I wouldn't make this off camera. This is just the tier list that I made last time. Don't mind why there's 2 Sempers and 2 Rottens. I kind of messed up with the files. But anyways, I'm going to be doing a little updated tier list because I just unlocked and beat almost every Abyssal level. I still haven't beaten Showdown, but I know what Showdown has. I know everything that it has to offer except for the ending. But we're also gonna rank this one bonus level enemy that I didn't notice that I didn't put in until like 3 days after I posted the last tier list. And I'm also gonna be ranking adversary different because free for all, that was a lot harder than I thought it is. What? I don't know what I'm saying. But anyways, let's get straight into it with adversary. Adversary's new placement is an S tier. I don't care what any of y'all say, I'm putting him above Garry. Garry himself. Because adversary, he doesn't have a super OP ability other than just basically always knowing where you are. His level is just so hard. I can't. It took so long to beat him, so I'm putting him in S tier. Next up is the Ancient One. Now, the Ancient One, actually, Ancient Ones, plural, they appear in the Dead Air level. I don't really care for these guys. I mean, their design is unique, but I don't really care. I'm putting them in, like, I don't know. Not in, actually, in B tier. Maybe, like, there? I'm actually gonna put them, like, right there. They're basically only deadly because in the level they're in, they're alongside the Lurker, which is much stronger than them, as you see by the ranking. But anyways, now we can get on to the new stuff. The stuff that I just found out about. First up, the Hounds. These are in order of when I beat them. I mean, I still haven't beaten Showdown, but it's gonna be the last one I beat. Duh. So, Hounds is from the level Hungry Dogs. And the Hounds, I'm saying plural because there's actually 3 on the level. Each of them do a little bit of damage and stuff, but after they bite you, they walk back to their territory. Yes, there is territories. Each of the 3 hounds has one specific territory, and there's a spot in the middle where it's basically all of their territories, I think. But, oh god. Yeah, the hounds work well together, and they would probably be a lot harder for me if the medkit wasn't there, because if you don't know, in the Hungry Dogs level, there's a medkit, so I'm gonna put the hounds, they weren't that difficult. They were actually the easiest. I beat them first try. I think I'm gonna put the hounds right there. Next up, the Rat Man. Now, the Rat Man, he appears in the level Sewers Survive, which actually did take me like 2 or 3 tries to beat. And in this level, not only Ratman is there, but also uh, the head crabs. Well, regular head crabs and poison head crabs. No fast head crabs. Fast head crabs are bonus map, and custom map exclusive. But this is the only level. This is the only official level where head crabs appear. Um, Ratman's actually pretty simple. Um, his only real like big trait is that he's like super speedy. And by super speedy, I do mean super speedy. And that's kind of it. It's pretty easy to hide from him if he's not too close to you. I'm gonna put him. Uh, man, I'm actually putting him pretty far up. Right there. Ratman goes right between Dweller and Archfiend. Next up, Void from the level Salvation. Now, if y'all have played Where's Garry, y'all probably know Ketchup Fan 2. That one player, the only actual player you see in Where's Garry, and you only see him in the tutorial. But once you beat the normal campaign and then you go back into the tutorial, Ketchup Fan will try and fight you so that he can stay alive. And that's when he turns into his secret boss form, Null. Which we've already went over Null. But then, when you beat all the secret levels and you go back into Freedom, you can go down a hallway and unlock Salvation, which leads to Void, the final phase of Ketchup Fan 2. Now, enough yapping about the lore. It's time to talk about the actual guy. So, Void, his special ability is that he can spray traps on the ground, where if you touch them, they will explode. They don't do any damage, but they'll explode into some fire particles, and it'll alert Void of your location. Salvation, would say, was a harder level than, what's it called? Sewer Survive. I'm gonna actually put Void, of course, above Null. I think I'm gonna put him at the top of B tier. Because he wasn't more difficult than Rioth, and he wasn't as annoying as Semper. So, there we go. Void goes right between Headsman and Rioth. Oh, he's alongside two actual official. Oh my god, official guys. Now we have Final Form Barry from. No, not Barry. God, what am I saying? Final Form Garry from Showdown. I still haven't beat Showdown. So, in this, Garry, he loses his ability to know where you are at all times. But he has a few tricks up his sleeve to, of course, kill you. He still instant kills you, by the way. But, Garry now has 4 different modes. 4 different forms he can switch. There's his regular mode, where he acts basically just like his regular form from GM Graveyard, where you first fight him. And instead of always knowing where you are, he'll just wander around in search of you, and when he sees you, stop time. But if you make a noise when he is in this form, he'll teleport near you, and of course see you, which makes it so he is the most dangerous one to make a sound with when he's in that form. Whatever. Then there's the Minge mode, which just has him act like a regular enemy, except sometimes he'll spawn in a G crab, which we'll get into later. That form is kind of easy. That form and another one is usually when I actually go for servers. So then the third form is Barry mode, where he just acts like Barry, except he doesn't always know where you are. And then finally he has his Rioth form, where he basically just turns into Rioth, but instead of summoning a phantom, he summons a G phantom. Gee whiz, mister, it's a phantom. That joke was really bad, I'm sorry. But yeah, top of S tier, easily. Who would have guessed? So, now, the final two, these guys are weak. These are weak. But now, the G Phantom, he's literally just the regular Phantom, but he looks cooler. And he's a bit more dangerous because when he screams, Garry will come find you instead of Rioth. So now, the G Crab, I'm putting at the top of the head crabs. Not because he does the most damage or anything, because he actually does no damage at all. And he disappears on hit. But, Mr. G Crab, sir, he's very persistent in his chase. Like, very persistent. That's all I have to say. But, that was my finished Where's Garry enemy tier list. With the least dangerous being Phantom, and the most being Final Garry. To end this off, I'm not gonna do another challenge like last time. I'm just gonna look and see. I'm gonna tell you guys my top 5 favorite enemies. First, for top 5 in the official ones. Yeah, actually, the official top 5 in the official ones is all I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna be doing all these bonus enemies because it would take me a lot longer to think. So probably 5th place for the official enemies, well, including the exclusive ones, stuff like that. 5th place, it's gonna go to the administrator. I don't know, I've always liked his design, his sounds. They're just all really cool. And even though he's really easy to deal with, I think a slow enemy that always knows where you are is pretty cool. Unless he's Garry. 4th place. 4th place is gonna have to go to Void. It's mostly because of his design, and the way how he actually spray paints on the ground, because if you didn't know, you can spray paint in Gmod and TF2, I think. Most Valve games. So, it's just really cool to see that used in such a clever way. Then, for 3rd place, it's gonna go to Headsman. Again, really cool design. He's his own character, unlike unlike stuff like the Minge Bag, Meaty, and Semper. He's not based on anything. He is just his own entity, original to the game. And come on, having a makeshift chainsaw in Gmod, which is made out of a fizz gun holding a saw blade, that's sick. For numero dos place. This is actually kind of hard. For numero dos place, we're gonna go with, or I'm gonna go with, the Rat Man. I just think he looks really cool. I also am a big fan of Gmod cryptids and stuff like that. I like how Meaty and Semper were added into the game, Minge Bag, and Ratman needed to be added eventually, and he was. So, yeah, Ratman was finally able to kill me again after capturing the intelligence. So, yeah, that's it for that, except for my absolute favorite enemy is Umbrella Man. I love how it's an interloper reference. In all these Valve fan games and stuff, I love to see a good interloper reference. There was one in Capture the Intelligence, and now there is one in here. So, he is my favorite. Also, his jump scare sound and his jump scare animation are probably my favorites. So, that was it. That is my personal Where's Garry enemy tier list. The full one. Maybe I'll come back to this and rank other people's custom enemies. But before that, I will see y'all later. Bye bye.